Hey, what's up you guys? It's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning. If you are new here, I am a part-time reseller on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, but I also outsource some of my listing and selling on sites like the RealReal. Now, I've made a video here about how I use the RealReal in my reseller business, and every month I do a video about what I send to the RealReal and just kind of show you guys some different brands and different pieces to look out for that they accept. I want to make this video though to instead show you some of the things that have sold for me and some of the highest payouts I've received and what those items are. By the way, if you like content like this, please subscribe to my channel. I drop reseller content about 3 times a week. And if you like hearing about the RealReal, I talk about the RealReal at least once or twice a month. So subscribe to my channel, drop this video a like. It would really help me out a lot. All right, so I'm going to show you the pieces that have sold for the most money. This comes at a time where the RealReal has recently announced some changes to how they pay out, and starting November 1st, they are only paying 30% on items that they price at $95 or less. So for me, I'm probably going to start making some changes to what I send into them. Majority of what I send to them, they price at $95 or less, and they do discount the items as they sit on the site, and they actually discount the items rather quickly. So just looking at some of the payouts I've received on some items, it's looking like a lot of the stuff I send is not going to be worth it to send in. Quite frankly, I would rather send this stuff to thredUP, but I can't get thredUP labels, so maybe I can figure that out, and this my strategy might pivot a little bit when it comes to what I send to them. But for now, I'm going to show you the pieces that are worth picking up, that are selling at more than the 95 or close to it, just so you have an idea of everything I send in. Like, this is the stuff that is selling the highest. So I'm going to show you a few pieces that have sold already, and then I'm going to show you a few pieces that haven't sold yet but are priced pretty high on the site as of right now. I'm going to put them down here or in front of me just because my screenshots are long. So the first one is this Acris Punto wool evening jacket, and this was the first time I found Acris Punto. I was so excited. This one they priced at $90, and it ended up selling for $45. So it did sit for a little while, and you can see the payout was on 10/15 of 2020. This was in my learning period with the RealReal that you do have to kind of pay attention to seasonality. Because they start discounting things very quickly, I can tell you I sent this into them in the middle of summer, and it sold in September, but it was already discounted at 50%. I'm sorry, at 40%, which means that it had been sitting for a few months, most likely. And I've learned that you can't really do that. If I would have waited till October to send in this piece, I probably would have gotten more for it. But again, this was one of the first things I ever sent to them. So it was more of a learning opportunity, but I still made a profit of $45. I think I paid, my Goodwill does blanket pricing, so I maybe paid $6.99 for that. So that was still pretty good for me. This was another thing too, Lafayette 148 bomber jacket. This I found at Goodwill brand new with tags. I was hoping a little more for this because the retail price I think was like $350, but they sold it for $90. It was discounted at 40%. Again, I sent it in the middle of summer, but I still made $45 on that one. That was such a nice piece too. I should have kept it. Then there was this Lafayette 148 performance jacket, and this, I sent this in recently. This one I sent in summer 2021. I send in a lot of Lafayette 148, you guys, and I think moving forward, I'll have to be a lot more selective. This one didn't even quite hit that $95 mark, but they did list it at $90. My payout was $45. Then this Sandro jacket. This is another brand that I find often and send often. But this one they priced at $120, and it was only discounted 20%, which is kind of like the first sort of step down for them. So I still ended up making $60 on this one. 50% commission rate. If you are over I forget what it is right now, but if you're over a certain amount, you jump from 40 to 50%. So I was in the next payout tier for this one. So that was exciting. This Sophia cashmere, this sweater, I guess it was a sweater. So it was like a cardigan, but it had like a fur vest. And so it was actual like fur, and the sweater part was cashmere. It was like nothing I would ever wear, but it was really kind of like exotic, and I don't know, like it was kind of cool. But anyway, they listed it at $165. It did get discounted at 40%, but I still sold it for $99. I think I paid $5.99 for that one. So Sophia Cashmere, definitely a brand to look out for if you find it. The RealReal will take it, and I would be willing to bet you would get, especially if it's cashmere, it would get priced above that $95. This is one of my favorite finds ever, and it was one of the first things I sent into them. Again, in hindsight, I probably should have waited until the fall, but this was Brunello Cucinelli. This was a cashmere sweater, and this is one of those things like you find it at the thrift store, you have no idea what the brand is, but you can tell just when you touch it that you found something fantastic, and that's exactly what this was. This brand retails for a ton of money. And so they listed it at $235, and that actually, I think it sold like within a few days. So there was no discount on it. I earned $129 on that one. Again, $5.99 at my Goodwill for sweaters. So no complaints there. First and only time I've ever found that brand. I really hope that I will find it again. But it's like finding Gucci. Like, what are the chances, right? This one actually just sold recently. I haven't even technically received my payout for it yet. This was an Escada coat. It was camel hair, and this one was $9.99 at my Goodwill. They did price it at $228. It did hit the discounted rate, but I still got $137 out of that one. So that one was a great profit. Definitely would pick up Escada again if I found it. This one was an Escada coat as well. This was my first time finding Escada, and this one they priced at $287. It was a long trench coat. It was super nice. I got $172 payout on that one. That one actually hit the 60% commission rate, so that was pretty awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you some of the stuff that I have currently listed on the RealReal that hasn't sold yet, but you know, these are kind of recent, or most of these are recent enough that you may have seen them in my What I Sent to the RealReal videos. But it'll give you an idea of some of the things that I would still send in. Even though they haven't sold yet, I expect that they will because they're more recent. So this is a pair of Christian Dior vintage shoes. So this is the only time I've ever found Christian Dior. I probably would send in just about anything Christian Dior. Honestly, these shoes were like old. They weren't in the best condition. They are priced at $225. So they're at the 60% rate. They have started to discount. They've been on the site for a little less than a month. But I would still pick those up and send them in if I found them again. Absolutely. This is another one, and this one is sort of like, I guess, unlikely, if you will. So this is an Obermeyer jacket, and Obermeyer is a cold weather skiing. This was a ski jacket, a women's ski jacket, and I personally own an Obermeyer ski jacket for myself. I used to live in Michigan. It was very nice to have, but they are expensive, and the RealReal accepts it. So if you find Obermeyer, send it into them. This one they priced at $150, which, I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That coat was probably $250 to $350 new. So that one hits the 50% commission rate. I will take it. Again, I just sent that in. I have been paying more attention to seasonality. I just sent that one in with my, I think with my October shipment. So no, with my September shipment. So that one I expect to move pretty quickly. Then there's this St. John jacket. So I showed you guys this one in my What I Sent to the RealReal a few months ago, and it's still here. I'm kind of sad. I was hoping this one would sell a little quicker, but they did price it at $155, so it is at the 50% rate. I would definitely continue sending in my St. John pieces to the RealReal. These Stuart Weitzman lace-up boots. So I send Stuart Weitzman shoes a lot, but also a lot of them do not hit that $95 mark. These did. These were like a suede booty. They had like a pointed toe. I don't really know what the rhyme or reason for them pricing these so high above other ones that I sent in, but just something to be mindful of. The booties tend to be a little more sought after, or they get listed for a little bit higher on the site. Then there is this Vince V-neck sweater. I honestly did not expect this sweater to be listed as high as it was. I got this at Plato's Closet during their clearance sale. So I purchased it in, I want to say like April or May, when they had that big like 70% off clearance. I paid like maybe $3 or $4 for this, and I held on to it until the fall. But it was a very nice like poncho kind of sweater. It was super, super high quality. So a part of me is surprised that they priced it this high because it's Vince, but then a part of me isn't, because it was really good quality. So if you can find really good quality sweaters, really good material, I do think this was wool, you know, that one might be worth taking the chance of getting over that 95 with. And the last one, this Valentino sweater. I could not believe I found Valentino at the thrift store. It is vintage. They listed it as vintage. It doesn't surprise me because it definitely looked dated, and it is a very basic piece, but they still put it at $185. I sent that one in the middle of summer against my better judgment, just because it was Valentino. But they still priced that one at $185. So definitely, if you find Valentino, not just their shoes and bags, they do have clothing. So if you find Valentino, certainly something to consider sending into the RealReal. So that's everything for now. I don't know. So this video will probably publish before my October, the RealReal video, which I've been putting those at the end of the month. But just know that November 1st, they are changing the pricing structure so that anything they price under $95, you will get paid the 30%. So everything you see in the October video, I sent in before November 1st, so that will not be impacted. But everything else, moving forward, I don't know, I might have to start doing my what I sent to the RealReals videos maybe once a quarter, just because I'm not going to necessarily send those lower pieces, those lower price pieces into them anymore. So anyway, I would love to hear what you've sent into the RealReal. Leave me a comment. Let me know what was your best-selling item that you sent to the RealReal. And are you still going to send into the RealReal now that the pricing structure has changed? I would definitely love to know what you think or what you plan on doing. Again, please subscribe to my channel. I post reseller content 3 times a week. And drop this video a like if you found this at all helpful. It would really help me out a lot. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.